Hi everyone, this is Sabrina Young, and today I have Scott Zipp with me. I'm so excited because we share a common ground and we strive to serve veterans. He is with Veterans Trust Financial Group, and we're going to talk about Humana benefits. So Scott, my big question is, what does Humana do for veterans? Can you explain that to us?
Sure. Well, Humana absolutely loves its veterans, right? So Humana, just some of the things that it does for its veterans. It's a national sponsor of the Veterans of Foreign Wars since 2012. It's got the EBP program, the Entrepreneurship Bootcamp for Veterans Donor, over $1 million. That's Humana Tricare Services, Tricare East services 6 million veterans. It's a national sponsor of American Veterans AMVET since 2012. The Rolling to Remember 2020, it's an AMVETS program, like for example, it's a sponsor of Rolling Thunder since 2017. That's a First Amendment thing that AMVETS does in Washington, D.C. for the First Amendment. It's a proud partner of the Vietnam War commemoration. It's given millions back. They have a Hiring Veterans and Their Spouses program that started in 2011 with a focus on hiring our disabled warriors, right? They've surpassed over 5,000 hires since 2020. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Wow, well, that's amazing because I know many veterans either forego this type of benefit because they just don't know and they think it's too costly to have. So highlight some of the benefits for me. Can you let our veterans know definitely key takeaways with Humana?
Okay, so the key takeaways from Humana is they really focus on us. For example, there are programs that are in place that we'll talk about during our educational class that is put in place, specifically for us, like their veteran programs. One of which is the Part B reduction. For example, there is a program that is out there, the Humana Honors, right, is a Medicare Advantage program that it gives you a Part B reduction, okay? And they have a quarterly over-the-counter and other benefits specifically just for us, okay? So they really do say, hey, we really respect you and thank you for your service. So these are a bunch of things that we're gonna do for you, right? Because you're a veteran.
Well, that's wonderful. So everybody who's watching this class, I do want this tutorial right now to get with us on October 30th and November 6th, because at 3 and 7 p.m. at the VFW post 1820, we're going to get into even more details about these things. So can you briefly describe what's the difference between Part A and Part B of Humana?
Yes, I can. So what's really great is there's Part A, which is basically your hospitalization. Okay, so what I mean by hospitalization is when it's covering all of your hospital benefits, okay? For example, let's just inpatient hospital care, inpatient mental health care, skilled nursing services, hospice care, among others, right? And then, well, the Part B is what's called your medical side, your doctor and outpatient visits. This is where you're going to get your physician services, outpatient hospital services, ambulance, outpatient mental health, labs, your durable medical equipment, and things like that. Okay, so that's the difference between Part A and Part B.
So I heard about premium reduction. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Okay, so with the premium reduction, right, there is a plan that we have for veterans that will reduce your premium for your Part B by $50. So we're going to take you to a zero premium, right? It's a zero premium Medicare Advantage plan, and reduce your Part B costs by $50 a month.
Great. Well, for many of us, I mean, especially big families, I mean, I have 5 daughters and a husband, and there's a lot of us. So we definitely want to have more information on that. So I would definitely want to say thank you so much for hosting the October 30th and November 6th. And you have 2 times. You're going to have it at 3 o'clock and 7 p.m. at VFW Post 1820 on Airport Road. And one thing I really like is we had spoken about Silver Sneakers program and how all of us out here in Temple, it's just, it's like an hour drive to get to Fort Hood to do a free gym membership. So can you kind of highlight a little bit about Silver Sneakers and the Go 365?
Yeah, so basically, let's start with Silver Sneakers. The two programs together is basically the health and wellness program. Silver Sneakers, you'll gain access to certain fitness centers, group classes, trained instructors at no additional cost to you as part of your Medicare Advantage plan, right? You can enroll at participating locations, get guidance from dedicated fitness staff. And then we have you earn rewards for Go 365 by Humana. For example, you get rewarded for participating in Silver Sneakers and completing eligible healthy activities like preventative screenings and exams, right? So you get your Silver Sneakers activity automatically reported by Go 365, and then you earn rewards for actually, meaning they're going to give you a reward for doing what you're supposed to do anyway and maintaining a healthy lifestyle and get those preventative checkups. And this is a fact. 88% of participants have reported that Silver Sneakers has improved their quality of life.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, I'm glad people are actually getting energetic and moving to benefit their health. So what does what are the enrollment options with Humana? Can you describe those?
Okay, so we'll talk about periods of enrollment and things like that. But what I really want to focus on with enrollment options is we can get you set up for plans and we don't have to come to your house. We can send you all of the paperwork that can be signed electronically, and we send it to you. It goes through email, text message, and then you can sign it electronically, and then it'll come back to me and we can set up your plans, and then your booklets will be delivered to you electronically and through the mail, and we can go over them over the phone. We can set up a conference just like this to go through and highlight all of the plan details, your summary of benefits and your explanation of services. And it all goes through me. Like, you won't ever have to worry about sitting on the phone waiting for like an 877 number for a long period of time. I mean, it's just never going to happen. You can reach out to me, and I facilitate that phone call, meaning I sit on the phone for 45 minutes or for 5 minutes, whatever the case may be, and then I can bring you on the line and help you out. I really want to really make sure that our seniors and our veterans absolutely have the best quality of care out there.
Speaking of quality care, one, I support you hands down. From a veteran to another, I love your passion for serving. But one thing I skipped over was Medicare hospital indemnification. Can you briefly highlight what that is?
Yeah, I can. So basically, you can get a Medicare hospital indemnity plan, right? So with Medicare, there are certain out-of-pocket costs, okay? So with those out-of-pocket costs, let's just talk about the hospital costs, right? When you're Medicare Part A, your premium is $0, but you have a deductible of $1,408 per benefit period, right? And then there's other costs, per day for 61 days per benefit, lifetime reserves. But here's the thing that you got to understand about Part A is there is no out-of-pocket limit. Right. So if you're talking about hospital care, there is no out-of-pocket limit. So if something happens and you're running up bills and you're running up bills and you're running up bills, and you don't have, before you can either get to a VA hospital or if you have some other health care or whatever, if you have this Medicare Part A, there's no out-of-pocket limits, right? And the same thing with Part B, right? You have a deductible, you have 20%, right? Because Part B pays 80% of your medical costs, but there's that 20% that's there, but there's also no out-of-pocket limits. So basically what happens with a hospital indemnity plan is your out-of-pockets, like for example, your indemnity. Here's a perfect example, right? We're going to talk about this right here. All right. You've got a maximum out of pocket, right? And then you've got a deductible. Then you've got inpatient hospital per day. And then you've got outpatient surgeries, you know, where, like, for example, one plan, you have $245 for outpatient surgery at in-network ambulatory surgical center. Okay, so if you had a hospital indemnity plan that paid $250 for an outpatient surgery, your out-of-pocket costs for that surgery would be $0, and you'd actually be $5 to the good coming back into you. And the great thing about an indemnity plan, it's called indemnity because the money is paid to you. It's up to you what you want to do with it.
Well, wonderful. Scott, I truly appreciate just briefly educating. I love the small education clips, and I will definitely encourage our veterans to meet again in case if anybody hasn't heard about it. It's going to be October 30th from 3 o'clock educational, and then a 7 o'clock educational meeting at the VFW Post 1820 on Airport Road in Temple. And then again, we're going to have your education on November 6th at 3 o'clock, and then another one at 7 at VFW Post 1820. So Scott, thank you so much for what you're doing for our veterans. And it truly shows. I can see your passion, and I definitely look forward to more educational meetings.
All right, wonderful. Thanks, Sabrina. Look forward to seeing you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.